The alarm hit my ears before my eyes even opened. Red light. Sharp beeping. My hands found the edge of the bunk and I was up before my brain caught up with my body. 6 minutes to lockdown. That was the message on my wrist screen. 6 minutes before every door on this station sealed shut, and stayed that way until the purge cycle finished. I am Ethan Cole. I was on Veyron Station as a human representative, sent to keep peace between my people and a group of aliens called the Kethrae. They did not like us. They tolerated us. That was the whole deal. I grabbed my jacket and ran into the hallway. Cold metal floor, purple light buzzing above me. My boots hit the ground hard, again and again, and my heart was already racing faster than my legs. I was not running because of the lockdown. I was running because of him. 2 days earlier, I had found a small creature hiding behind a broken vent in the lower ring of the station. He had 6 legs, soft brown fur, and eyes the color of warm honey. The Kethrae called his kind Farron. They said he was garbage. Waste, something to be thrown away and turned into fuel. I did not see waste. I saw something looking back at me, like it understood every word I said. I had been sneaking him food since then, small pieces from my own meals. He never made a sound when guards passed. He would just tuck himself into the shadows and wait for me to come back. Now the whole station was locking down for a full internal cleaning, and every unlisted creature on board would be swept into the reclamation chamber and destroyed. He was in that chamber's path, and I was the only one who knew he was even alive. 5 minutes left. I turned the corner into the lower ring, and my stomach dropped. 2 Kethrae guards stood near the vent where I usually found him. Tall, gray-skinned, wearing dark uniforms with silver marks on the shoulder. They were scanning the floor with handheld devices, sweeping for anything that did not belong on the official list. I ducked behind a supply crate and watched them move down the hallway, slow and careful, checking every gap and every shadow. If they found him first, there would be nothing I could do. I waited until they turned the far corner, then I moved. Fast, quiet. My own heartbeat sounded louder than my footsteps. The vent cover was still loose from the last time I had opened it. I pulled it free and looked inside. Empty. Panic hit me like a fist to the chest. He was not there. 4 minutes. I forced myself to think instead of just react. He always waited near this vent when guards were far away. If guards were close, he would move to the second spot, near the old coolant pipe 2 hallways down. I had seen him do it once before, slipping through a gap in the wall like smoke. I ran. The lights above me flickered from purple to a low red as the lockdown countdown moved closer. My lungs burned. I turned into the narrow side hallway that led to the coolant pipes and dropped to my knees, scanning every shadow, every crack in the metal. Then I saw him. He was pressed against the pipe, his small body shaking, his amber eyes wide and locked on me. He looked scared in a way I had never seen from him before, not the cool, calm creature I had been feeding scraps to. This was fear, real fear. I reached toward him slowly, the way I always did, and this time he did not wait to decide if I was safe. He rushed straight into my arms and pressed himself against my chest. 3 minutes. I pulled my jacket around him and zipped it halfway, leaving just enough room for him to breathe, and I stood up and started running again. The problem was simple and terrible. The nearest airlock that led to my shuttle was on the other side of the station, past the main checkpoint, where every single person and object had to be scanned before lockdown sealed the doors for good. There was no way around the checkpoint. There was only a way through it. I ran through hallway after hallway, my boots slamming against the floor, red light flashing faster now, a low voice repeating the countdown through hidden speakers in the walls. 2 minutes. I turned the final corner and saw the checkpoint ahead. A tall gray guard stood beside a scanning frame, and behind him stood Ambassador Karn, the Kethrae official, who had made it very clear from day one that he did not trust humans and did not want us on this station any longer than necessary. He saw me coming and stepped forward, blocking my path. "Ambassador Cole," he said, his voice flat and cold, "you are required to pass through the scanner before lockdown. No exceptions." My chest was heaving. Under my jacket, I could feel a small body trembling against my ribs. "I know," I said. "I am ready." I was not ready. If that scanner picked up anything alive that was not on the approved list, alarms would go off, and Ash, that was the name I had already given him in my head, would be taken from me and destroyed within the hour. 1 minute. Karn studied my face for a long moment. His eyes moved down to the small bulge in my jacket, then back up to my face. "What is under your coat, Ambassador?" My mind raced through every excuse I could think of, and every single one of them sounded weak the moment it formed in my head. So I stopped trying to lie. "His name is Ash," I said. "He is alive. He is smart. He understands more than your people give him credit for. And if I let him go into that chamber, he dies for no reason, except a mistake in a filing list." Karn did not move. The guard beside him raised his scanning device, waiting for an order. 40 seconds. "You would break station law," Karn said slowly, "for an unlisted animal." "He is not an animal to me," I said. My voice shook, but I did not look away from him. He trusted me. That has to count for something, even here. The countdown speaker echoed through the hallway. 30 seconds. My legs wanted to run past him, straight through the scanner, and take whatever punishment came after, but running would only get us both caught before I reached the airlock. Karn looked at the guard beside him, then back at me. For one long, silent second, nothing happened at all. Then he turned to the guard and said something sharp in his own language. The guard lowered the scanning device. "Move quickly," Karn said to me. "The scanner will show a malfunction in its record. That is the only gift I can give you today, Ambassador Cole. Use it well." I did not stop to ask why. I did not have time. I ran past him, through the now silent scanner, my boots pounding against the floor as the countdown speaker reached its final numbers. 10 seconds. The airlock door stood open ahead of me, my shuttle waiting just beyond it, engines already humming. 5 seconds. I threw myself through the gap, just as the heavy door began to slide shut behind me. Metal scraped against metal, and the door sealed with a deep, final sound that echoed through my whole body. I was through. I stood there for a moment, chest heaving, legs shaking, my jacket still pressed close against the small creature curled inside it. Slowly, carefully, I unzipped the front and looked down. Ash looked back up at me, his amber eyes calm again, no longer afraid. He let out a soft sound, almost like a sigh, and pushed his small head against my hand. I laughed, and it came out shaky and full of relief. "We made it," I whispered. "You are safe now." The shuttle doors closed behind me as station staff prepared for departure. Through the small window, I could see the lower ring of Veyron Station, quiet now, sealed off for its cleaning cycle. Somewhere behind those walls, Karn was probably explaining a scanner malfunction to someone who would never fully believe him. I did not know, in that moment, why he had let us go. Maybe he respected the risk I took. Maybe he simply wanted to see what a human would do when something small and forgotten needed saving. I never got a clear answer, and over time, I stopped needing one. What I did know was simple. Ash was alive because I went back for him when logic told me to walk away. He was alive because, in that hallway, with seconds left on the clock, I chose him over every safe and sensible choice available to me. Years later, Ash was still with me, riding beside me on every trip I took across the stars. He grew calmer with time, but he never forgot that hallway, and neither did I. Whenever a door closed too fast or a warning light flashed red, he would press against my side, and I would rest my hand on his back, and we would both remember exactly what we survived together. People still ask me why I risked so much for one small creature that most of the galaxy would have called nothing more than waste. I always give them the same answer. Because somebody has to be the one who goes back. And that day, in that hallway, with the countdown reaching 0, I was glad it was me.